Hello students, today we are going to cover profit and loss. This is a very important topic. For this session, I am assuming that you have already seen the basic video of profit and loss, or you already know the basic concepts of profit and loss, which are like profit and loss percentages are always calculated on the cost price, and similarly discount percentage is also calculated on the marked price. So before moving further, let us take an overview of this session. Students, in this session, we are going to learn the application of basic profit and loss concepts to some higher level questions. Then we have the concept of selling articles on credit, and we have the concept of false weight, which can be used by a shopkeeper. Finally, we have some practice questions and their answer keys for your practice. So students, let us start with question number 1, which says, on selling a mobile at rupees 12,000, the shopkeeper loses 20%. Now, can we say if the shopkeeper is losing 20%, he is getting 80% of the value? So which means, can we write 80% of cost price must be equal to the given value 12,000, which means the cost price must be equal to 12,000 upon 80%, or which on solving comes out to be 15,000 rupees. So this means the cost price of the mobile is 15,000 rupees. Now further it is given that at what price must the mobile be sold in order to gain 25%. Now can we calculate the gain as 25% of the cost price? So 25% is 1/4. So this 1/4 value for 15,000 comes out to be rupees 3,750, which means the new selling price must be the cost price 15,000 and the new gain required rupees 3,750, which finally comes out to be rupees 18,307.50 rupees. So let us move to the second question. Students, in this question it is given that if the cost price of 12 pence is equal to the selling price of 9 pence, then find the gain percent. Now remember that whenever we have to calculate the gain or the loss percentage, the quantity or the articles should be equal. So can we say it is given that cost price of 12 pence or the articles is equal to the selling price of 9 pence. Now one of the method could be, we can assume this cost price or the selling price as equal to the LCM of the given articles 12 and 9, which in this case comes out to be 36. So let us assume that cost price of 12 pence is equal to selling price of 9 pence, and this is also equal to 36 rupees, which means we can calculate the cost price of 1 pen, and this will be 36 divided by 12 or rupees 3, and similarly the selling price of 1 pen will be equal to 36 divided by 9, or which comes out to be rupees 4. So we can find out the gain percentage, which will be selling price minus cost price upon cost price into 100. So comes out to be 33.1/3%. Now students, there is a shortcut to solve such type of questions. So let us write the shortcut as well. For such type of question where cost price of certain articles is equal to the selling price of certain articles, we can directly find out the gain or the loss percentage as this is equal to the number of articles given along with cost price minus the number of articles given along with the selling price divided by the number of articles given along with the selling price into 100. So in this question, the articles along with cost price is 12, while the number of articles along with selling price is 9. So divided by 9 into 100, this comes out to be 3/9 into 100, or the percentage again comes out to be 33.1/3%. So as you can see, the answer is same in both the methods. So we can apply the shortcut for all such questions. Now remember, if this value is negative, the percentage gain automatically converts to percentage loss. Students, let us move to question number 3, which says that a shopkeeper sells a book for rupees 540 at a loss of 10%. So which means if he is getting a loss of 10%, that means he is receiving a value of 90% of the cost price. So can we write 90% of the cost price is given to be 540, which implies that the cost price of the first article must be 540 upon 90%, which on solving comes out to be rupees 600. Similarly, the shopkeeper is selling another book for rupees 575, which is at a profit of 15%. So now can we say profit of 15% means he is getting 115% of the original cost price. So can we say 115 of the original cost price must be equal to the given value of 575 rupees, which means the cost price of the second article must be 575 upon 115%, which on solving comes out to be 500 rupees. Now the question says find out the overall gain or loss percentage for the shopkeeper. Now let us find out the total cost price for the shopkeeper of the two books. So this will be rupees 600 and rupees 500, total is rupees 1100, while the total selling price becomes, this is rupees 540 and rupees 575, which comes out to be rupees 1115 rupees. So now students, let us apply the formula of profit percentage. So the profit is 1115 minus 1100, that means 15 rupees profit on a cost price of 1100 rupees. So which on solving comes out to be 15 by 11 or 14 by 11%. So let us move on to question number 4, which says that at what profit percent must an article be sold so that by selling at half that price there may be a loss of 30%. Students, in this question, neither we know the cost price nor we know the selling price. Let us assume the cost price as 100 rupees. Now since we need to calculate the profit percentage, so we also do not know the initial selling price. But the condition says if we sell the same article at half of this price, so we can say the new selling price must be half of the original selling price, then there is a loss of 30%. Since there is a 30% loss and the cost price is 100 rupees, that means can we say the new selling price must be equal to 70 rupees. Solving this information, we can get the original selling price must be 70 into 2, or this must be 140 rupees. Now I hope the question is clear. The cost price is 100 rupees while the selling price original comes out to be 140 rupees, which implies that there is a profit percentage of 40%. I hope this question is clear to you. So let us move on to the next question, which is slightly different from this question. Now it says that the percentage profit earned by selling an article for rupees 900 is double the percentage loss incurred when the same article is sold for rupees 450. That means profit percentage is double the loss percentage. Now in this case, cost price is not given while the selling prices are given. Let us make a line diagram to understand this question. So in this question, let us assume this middle value is the cost price, which is not given. The initial selling price or the first selling price is given to be 900 and the second selling price is given to be 450 rupees. Now further it is given profit percentage in first case while loss percentage in second case, and the condition says profit percentage is double the loss percentage. Now students, we know that profit as well as the loss percentage are both calculated on cost price. So their bases are the same. Now there is a difference of 450 rupees between the two selling prices. So can we say if we want to get one loss percentage and twice of that loss percentage as profit percentage. So it means we need to divide 450 into three parts. So one part here and two parts here. So dividing 450 into three parts, can we say each part must be equal to 150 rupees? So there may be a loss of 150 in the second case and should be a loss of 300 rupees in the first case. Now can we say when there is a profit of 300 rupees in the first case, so cost price comes out to be 600 rupees, and similarly we can say if there is a loss of 150 rupees in the second case, then the cost price must be 600 rupees. Now, since we want to get a profit of 25%, which is 1/4, so 1/4 of 600 rupees, profit is 150 rupees. So the selling price in the requirement case should be the cost price plus the profit, which comes out to be 750 rupees. I hope this question is clear to you, student. So we can use a line diagram to understand this type of question. Let us move on to some higher level questions which uses information on selling the product at some credit, or in which we have the shopkeeper using a false weight. So students, let us move on to the next question now, which says that a trader buys a chair for rupees 600 and sells it for rupees 765 at a credit of 4 months. Now the credit term means that the customer will not pay the amount as of now, but he will pay this amount of 765 rupees after 4 months. Further it says, reckoning money worth rupees 6% per annum, find the actual gain percent of the trader. So the question says that the trader has bought the chair for 600 and sold the chair for 765, but remember this 765 will be paid after 4 months. So before finding out the gain or loss percentage on this information, let us first convert 600 rupees to a new cost price which the trader must be paying after a time period of 4 months. So we are starting with the basic part. The trader is buying the chair not now but after 4 months, and he is paying the money at a rate of 6% interest. Now, since 4 months are equal to 1/3 of an year, so we can also say that 6% is the rate of interest for the whole year. So corresponding to 1/3 of an year, the rate will also become 2%. So this value also becomes 1/3. So can we say 2% of 600 is 12 rupees? So that means the new cost price of the chair after 4 months becomes 612 rupees. Now the question converts to a equal timeline where we can say that the shopkeeper or the trader has purchased the chair for 612 rupees as of now, and currently he is selling the chair at a price of 765 rupees. And finally the question says find out the real profit or loss percentage. So can we say real profit percentage will be now selling price minus cost price, which comes out to be 153 rupees, divided by the real cost price 612. So the profit percentage actual comes out to be 25%. Now students, this is very important that we need to change the time so that both cost price and the selling price are falling on the same timeline. This is very important. Okay. Now the next concept is of the false weights, which can be used by a shopkeeper. Now question number 7 says that a shopkeeper claims that he sells his goods at a loss of 8%. Can we convert this information mathematically as if the shopkeeper is purchasing 1000 grams worth of material, let's say at a cost price of 100 rupees. So we are using easy numbers. Then since he is saying there is a loss of 8%, That means the shopkeeper must be selling the amount of 1000 gram at a price of 92 rupees, since there is a loss of 8%. Now the second line says, but actually he uses a weight of 800 gram for 1 kg. So which means while selling, the shopkeeper must be using a weight of 800 grams instead of 1000 grams. So can we delete 1000 gram and write that he is actually selling 800 grams for 92 rupees, and to get the real profit or loss percentage, the articles or the quantity of articles must be equal. So if he is selling 800 grams for 92 rupees, so he must be selling 1000 grams at a corresponding price of 92 upon 800 into 1000, so which comes out to be 115 rupees. Now we can say, instead of taking a value of 92 rupees, he is actually selling the whole quantity of 1000 gram at a price of 115 rupees. So let us calculate the real profit or loss percentage. So this comes out to be selling price 115 minus the cost price 100 divided by cost price in 200. So on solving, this comes out to be a real profit percentage of 15%. Now students, we can also solve this question by using some of the formulas which uses an additional formula of false weight. So let us also check that formula approach. Now in this question, we need to remember first of all a formula, percentage profit based upon weight. So let us write this formula. This says real weight or true weight minus the false weight upon false weight, which the shopkeeper must be using, multiplied by 100. So the true weight that the shopkeeper should use is 1000 grams, but he is using a weight of 800 grams as false weight. So because of false weight only, he is getting a profit of 25%. But remember, this 25% profit is only because of weight. Now the percentage profit or loss, this is based upon the sale price, or we can say based upon the cost. This is given to be 8% loss. Now we can combine both profit and loss. This profit based upon weight and the loss based upon cost can be converted to a net profit or loss percentage with the help of the formula which we have read earlier, P plus Q plus P into Q upon 100, where P represents the profit or loss percentage based on price, Q represents the profit or loss percentage based upon quantity. So P represents price while Q represents quantity. So based upon price, there is a loss of 8%, so minus 8. Based upon quantity, there is a profit of 25%. So P into Q will be 8 into 25 upon 100, which on solving comes out to be 17 minus 2 or 15% net profit. So as we can observe, we are getting the same value of 15% which we can also get without using the formulas. So I hope this question is also clear to you. Now finally we have some practice questions which are based upon the similar patterns. If you have understood the concepts well, you can very well solve these questions based upon the concepts we have learned in this video. Here are the answers for the questions, practice questions. For more such videos, you can subscribe to YouTube at Hitbullseye, which is our channel, for more such videos. Happy preparation. Thank you.